Hey guys, this is a quick update on the shrimp project. So the lights came in, and I believe I have pretty much all of the hardware that I need. So I have the heater, which I had before for the hospital tank. The lights just came just now. These are two, I guess, 12-inch or aqua lights, two at the top over each one. And I have the two sponge filters. I have the um, divider also, or the splitter for the air, so I can power two air pumps or air sponge filters off of one air pump. And that's what else do I have. Yeah, that should be it. Yeah, air pump, filter, heater, and lights. So yeah, originally this was a four-sectioned individual aquascape tank. Now it's going to be a two. Then the last video is three. Now it's two because number one, this piece of spider wood from Petco, this is not going to fit into a third of a section of this tank, and I didn't want to cut it down because the piece looked better, I believe, just like this, complete. So this side is going to be the forest layout, the forest aquascape. This side is going to be the iwagumi layout, and I have the rocks for it. Like, here's the problem is that these rocks are rounded rocks and they don't really belong in the scape. So I'm just putting them there for now. So when I actually scape this with the substrate and everything like that, if the two rocks are not enough by themselves, I might just keep these two in, or put them off in the center somewhere, off center somewhere like that, so that it kind of adds a little bit more to the tank, or to the scape. So now here's the question, and so of all the Iwagumi landscapes that I've seen so far, all of them have been carpeted plants, or have been carpeted with some type of plants. I have I actually, this side with the forest, I was definitely going to do a either a sand or aquasoil mix, or just a complete aquasoil. Um, I'm not sure. It, I don't actually think I have enough aquasoil to cover the bottom of this tank. And for this side, I was gonna do just straight sand, white sand, um, for the blue dreams or the blue velvets or whatever the blue variety or the blue shrimp that one. But again, the problem is that of all the iwagumi setups, I haven't seen one with just sand. So I think, as part of the iwagumi, I actually do need to get carpeting plants, or at least try to do something. So it can't just be a plain substrate. Um, which means that, yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, maybe I'll do something with this. I just don't want to do the sand and the aquas and the sand and the aqua soil again. As in my discus tank, it was just a pain in the butt to try to keep them separate. And on this side, I don't want to just do plain sand. Plain. I have a lot of like um, the play sand. It's like a dull sand. The problem with the dull sand is that it contrasts. It doesn't provide much contrast with the with the what am I saying? With the actual with the wood, right? Because it's gonna be the same color as the wood. But I want to make this a forest, which means that both sides need to be carpeted, or both sides need to have actual substrate, or gravel, which I don't actually have. So I need to buy more gravel, which I don't want to do because I just want to use up what I have originally now. So I need to think about this. I think indefinitely, if I want to do iwagumi, it needs to be planted. So I don't think there's any choice here but to use the substrate on this side, or the aquasoil on this side. On this side, can I make it just a white? So it'll be more, yeah, but the problem that is there's no forest with white sand or white base. Yeah, so I need to think about this a little bit more. So this is kind of the design. I think the rock placement here is actually pretty good. So it'll be kind of like a leaned angle like that. I think I like the actual rock placement there. And in this terms of the placement of the wood, I actually like it like this. I tried different ways or different like angles and orientation of the wood, and I think this one's actually the best. So that's the update. So the next video, I'm probably gonna get all of this stuff, not planted per se, but at least all the substrate in, and everything kind of just set, the hardscape just set, and there's water running through it, and just the whole thing is just set up for the plants. And yeah, so, and for the plants, it's probably going to be moss. And here's the other thing too, I gotta be really, really careful because I, yeah, I think I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna buy the moss from the bags and not any of the plants from Petco or any other kind of store, because I think there's like a lot of algae that grows on those plants from the store and from Petco or wherever. So I don't want to introduce that into the tank. So I want to be really careful, and I'm just gonna buy the plants that are in like the little containers from the professional plant growing shops, and see. And this one will be basically, it will be a it will be kind of like, yeah, I don't want to put any, I don't know. I think about this, but I think the first thing to do is just put in the substrate. So the next video, I have everything set up and just put the substrate in. Most likely, I'm going to have to get more substrate for both, which was kind of suck because yeah, this stuff is kind of expensive. I don't, because I want to save as much money for the actual shrimp. In terms of the shrimp, I want to get red, ruby or bloody Mary red, which is the, yeah, which is going to be a pretty expensive shrimp, and the best blue here. So they're going to be definitely be expensive, probably like 7, even at wholesale or great lot quantity, at least $7 per each. Um, so yeah, so we'll see. I might just start with 10 and 10 and then see how they do, make sure they don't die, and then maybe in a couple weeks I'll introduce another, you know, 20 into the tank to get the, hopefully get the colony going. And the other thing I need to do is the water. So watch out for another video on that. That's gonna be a little bit awkward how I do it, because I want to breed the shrimp, just obviously just to know how to do it, just to know how to do all the TDS, the KH, the GH, and all that other stuff, right? Just to get it perfect. Um, but I don't want to buy like $100 RO unit just for a 20-gallon tank, right? So I'm gonna do, as I mentioned before in a previous video, I'm gonna do something a little bit weird, and we will see how that turns out. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of the update for now. Hope everyone's doing well.